What's going on, guys? My name is Jesse. Today we're going to talk about the Evo Rage-S gimbal, some accessories for it, as well as I'm going to show you how to set it up and then show you some test footage. Alright, first things first, let's go ahead and unbox this guy. So, comes in the all-white box, just has the information about it on the back here. Now this is the Rage-S. This one is made for, it's supposed to be for smaller mirrorless cameras. It does say on the back though, compatible with Panasonic GH series cameras, so that like the GH4, GH5. Those are a little bit heavy for it. I'm using the Panasonic G85. And even that is a little bit over what it's rated for, but it works perfectly fine. I'm going to show you guys that. I do have the microphone on the G85 right now, as you can see. I haven't tried it yet with the microphone. I think that's going to be way too much weight for it, but we're going to check it out, try it just so you guys know what it can and cannot handle, and we'll go from there. So first, you see, comes with this nice carrying case. It's like a harder plastic, or not plastic rather, but a harder material. I know the Evo Rage, not the S, just the Rage, comes with a hard plastic shell. This one does the job though. It's definitely still pretty protective. And then also in the box you have straps if you wanted to pop it onto the little ears here on both sides. You can, carry it over your shoulder instead of using just the handle. So open this guy up. First things first, some instructions. We've got a micro USB cable. This is going to be to plug into the charger for the two batteries here that come with it. You can also use this micro USB to plug it directly into the gimbal, and it will charge that way as well if you don't want to bring the charger with you. And then the rest of it, a little silica gel. This is where the batteries go in on the gimbal. And then we got the gimbal itself. So let's go ahead and pop this guy together. Actually, before I do that, the little accessory I got for it, and Evo does sell some things very similar to this. Got the little... So this is pretty much just feet for the gimbal. So it does have the thread on the bottom there. Can pop this right on. Now this is by a company called Per Gear. And I just got this off Amazon. This was literally $8. Evo does sell one. I believe it's $30. I just found this and it does the job perfectly fine. It screws right on. It's solid. And then it works nice too because you can fold it up, and I keep it on while I'm using the gimbal because it's just like a little extension. It's a little bit easier to carry. And then if you need to set this down, you just pop the feet out and set it down. So these, oh, wrong way. These pop in here. You want the batteries facing up, so you got the flat side on the bottom and then this up top. When this is facing down, you want these to be facing up, both of them the same way. And this is just going to screw on the top. You want the controls on the back to be facing you. On the back we have the little joystick. I'll show you that allows you to move the camera up and down, left and right. And then we also have, if you get the CCI cable, it allows you, it's for Sony and Panasonic cameras, you can plug it into the camera. It actually allows you to take photo and video right from this handle instead of having to click the button on here. Honestly, I didn't think that was necessary until I got this and I was just messing around with it, tried to start the video, pressing on here, it kind of pushes around the gimbal a little bit. I would recommend getting that CCI cable. That's $22, I believe. You can get that on Amazon or on Evo's website. It is made by Evo, and that just makes it much easier. You can click twice or click 3 times to record video or take a photo, and it's it definitely, and you can also zoom in and out. So some pretty cool features to have just in case. And then you also just have the mode button on here, which allows you to change how the gimbal reacts. All right, so you got a screw on here. It just screws into this little hole up here. Literally all it's doing is holding it there. This is going to be on the bottom to screw onto the camera. All right, so this piece right here that says Rage-S is going to be on the right side of your camera. So this is backward, yeah, so you want it like this. So this back piece right here is going to be facing you. So we'll get this set up, line it up with the camera. And do not turn the gimbal on until you have this balanced. And the balance is a breeze. I have never used a gimbal before, or a electronic gimbal. I got this, took it out of the box, put the camera on it, adjusted a couple screws, and it was perfectly balanced. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. First, you notice it's leaning all over the place. When you let go, it's just dropping down. So this one up top, the screw up top, I'm going to loosen that, move it out to the side because it's popping way down to the left. Now, like I said, this is on the heavier side for this gimbal, so this is going to go pretty far out. So that's almost as far as it goes. And it's perfect. As you see, wherever I tilt it, it's coming right back to pretty flat. I could even bring it a tiny bit back. Essentially what we're doing with this is making it so that the motors in the gimbal have less to do. So if it's super unbalanced, the gimbal motors will still work pretty well to get it balanced. However, you're making it much harder. This is supposed to have 10 hours of battery life. If you don't balance it well, that's definitely going to cut it down a lot. Now this one is okay. Steady. It is leaning slightly back. So let's do this one on the bottom here. Pop it a tiny bit forward. It's too much. A bit. It's pretty good. We'll tighten that back. So now, without the gimbal being on at all, it's pretty steady. So now, pop it around, hold down the power button. You'll see it pops on and adjusts a tiny bit. It doesn't have to do much because, like I said, we just balanced it so it doesn't have to work as hard. There's a few different modes. One of them is, so you can't use like the zoom functions without the CCI cable. You can't control the photo and video from the gimbal itself. But a couple different modes that I know of. One is a turnaround mode. So if you either want to be recording yourself or you just need to turn it around real quick to access something, click mode 3 times and it pretty much does a 180 spin. We'll put it right back on you. Click it another 3, pops right back. When you can adjust the camera, of course, because that's just the gimbal moving up and down. So with the joystick, you can do that. In the default mode, it will not adjust it left and right. If you click mode 2 times, it does then give you that function. When you point it down, the camera's going down. When you point it up, the camera's going up. In that default mode, which I'm just clicking 1 time to get back to, the camera is just facing forward. So both of those will come in handy depending on what you're doing. But sometimes this is what you want because you're following a subject that's straight in front of you. But if you double click it, sometimes you want that mode where if I put this down, it's facing down. If I lift it up, it's coming back up. And from just the little bit that I've played with it so far, it works super well. It's very, very steady. Like I said, this camera is a little bit above what it's supposed to be able to handle. and it's been handling perfectly fine. And real quick, I'm gonna throw the microphone on here, add some extra weight, and then try to balance it that way and see if it handles with the microphone. I did notice that, you know, if you move the gimbal up, it's gonna hit where the microphone is, so it won't be useful most of the time. It actually holds it, so it won't be practical for most situations, because like I said, when you go up, it's hitting where the microphone is, where otherwise it would perfectly clear it. So unless you're holding it straight like this to record, then chances are it's not gonna do the job for you. But it does handle it. So I'm gonna show you right now the weight of the camera with and without the microphone, because this is only supposed to hold up to 650 grams. So I know just the camera and the lens itself is above 650 grams. I believe it's above, it's around 720. And then I think with the microphone it's in the 800s. So let me show you the weights for both of those right now, just to show you that it definitely does hold a little more than it's rated for, but I'm sure it will take a hit in battery life. I don't think it's going to last the full 10 minutes with this weight on it. But I don't think it'll damage the camera. I mean, damage the gimbal rather. But I guess only time will tell. So let me show you that weight right now, and then I'm going to show you guys some test footage. Right here we have just the Panasonic G85 in the lens. Super out of focus. But just that, we're looking at 730 grams. So again, over what it's supposed to take, but it handles it perfectly fine. And then if we throw the microphone on, if I put it on the right way. So with the microphone, plug it in just so everything's perfect. Alright, so we got with the microphone 810 grams. So again, way over what it's supposed to handle, and it handles it perfectly fine. Thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely recommend this gimbal. So this one was $399 for the Evo Rage-S, which is wonderfully priced for electronic gimbals. They're usually around $650 at least, $550, $650. So I definitely recommend it. Pick this guy up. You'll see in the footage, or you saw in the footage, that it's definitely a good quality. Balances it right out. Super easy setup. So I'll definitely grab it. I recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.